Let's do this. Let's have you break out something like marjoram or lavender, spikenard, even rue, vetiver. Let's start with those. And if you don't have one of those, we'll come up with something else, but let's just see if you have one of those. If you don't, there's other things that can be used. Tarragon, lemongrass, Litsea, cubeba. Okay, so let's do this. Feel your body. Feel the tension in your body. Go to your back throat, which is the middle of the back of your neck. And whatever oil you choose, start taking long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the back throat, the middle of the back of your neck. Okay. You're on the back of your throat. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths. And you're still taking some long, slow, deep breaths. And I don't know that this is so much a technique. It's more of, let's say, an exploration, like an experiment. And sometimes, here's the thing. So sometimes, when we have like a particular issue or something, it's like, oh, if I do this, if I use this oil, if I use this protocol, it knocks it out. But sometimes we want to kind of treat something, but then also like evaluate it, like where are my weak spots in this area? Where am I having an issue? Where am I having a problem? And so we're going to kind of just do this little exploration, right? And when you hit something where, oh man, it really knocks you out, that's the thing that you're going to go through and do at night when you're laying down to try to go to sleep. So right now you're hitting the back throat, and this kind of cleans up the energy body. It doesn't do it as deep as like some of the other things we do, but it's just a quick way to just flush things out of the energy body, and it does some things to the unconscious, right? So now let's have you close your left nostril and just inhale on the right nostril. So you're going to hold it up like so, and then Yeah, I just did that one, like 2 breaths on each nostril, and I'm already starting to yawn. How funny is that? Apparently I'm going to sleep soon. So you're doing the right nostril. Just give yourself a moment. See how that treated you. And then close the right nostril and just inhale on the left nostril. Oh, somebody asked what oil that I used. I used Blue Lotus. You know, I wrote that thing last night for the newsletter for the circadian rhythms, and there's this theory that if you regulate the circadian rhythms a bit, it actually will change some of the things happening in your nervous system and in some of the body. And so, it's out of the notes that's going to be on the class coming up in the weekend, and from the endocrine part of the class, there's a respiratory day and then an endocrine day. And as I was pulling it up and getting it ready for last night, I was like, I need to pull out that Lotus and like do a little bit on myself. And I found it really interesting. I only did it for like 5 minutes last night, but usually this is probably too much information, but usually about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, every night I get up and go pee. And I did, and I mean, it's happened for years. And I did that last night, and I didn't get up and go pee. Like, I got up in the morning and, I didn't really go to the bathroom until I was up and moving around. And then it dawned on me, I was like, so I think that even the urgency to like urinate or the need to empty out the bladder, especially like you're sleeping, you shouldn't have to have that happen, but stress or whatever, it calmed that right down. And I'll see what it does long term, but it makes sense with what we know about circadian rhythms. So yeah, and if you want to read about it, it's actually in the newsletter from last night. Okay, so from there, just let that all go. You've done both nostrils. Explore your jaws, like not just the chakra. Explore, like, where do you have tension in your jaws? Like, where is there tension? Wherever you feel the greatest tension in your jaws, because here's the theory. This is from an energetic point of view. There's a physiological background behind this, but let's just talk from the energetic point of view. If the jaws are tight, like if they're clenching, or there's a lot of tension there, it overactivates your solar plexus, front and back, which is tied to lower emotions and tension in the body. It overactivates the Mingmen, which is that center opposite your navel and the low back, tied directly to the adrenals. And it overactivates the forehead, which is starting to become like hypersensitive to the things in your environment, right? So, that idea of like when you're around somebody and you're like, oh, when I'm around them, I'm walking on eggshells. A lot of times that it could be something emotionally internally, but a lot of times that is the jaw is just super wound up. And so if we start taking some of the tension out of the jaw, it allows the adrenals to relax. It allows the lower emotions to calm down. It allows the energy body to calm down. It reduces the oversensitivity, and it allows your body to relax. If the forehead is big, like in a negative way, the sensitivity is going to keep you kind of like in an agitated state, because you're always like, what's that noise? What's going on? The next, the other shoe's going to drop. Something's going to happen. I can't put my guard down. It's all of that kind of stuff. So, you start with unwinding the jaw, like unwind the jaw. And if you feel there's some tension, like you can kind of open your mouth and then just like you almost do like zigzags, but as you slowly open and close your mouth, just don't push it, don't strain it, don't overstretch it. You're just kind of stretching it out. Yeah. Like so, open the mouth slowly while you're zigzagging, and then close the mouth slowly as you zigzag. And then again, inhale. Like don't push it, don't make your jaw sore, don't like go to super hard extremes. You're just, how like you just wiggle your fingers, you're wiggling your jaw. How's that feel on you? Yeah, Samantha's saying like it's not both jaws, it's like one side of her jaw, but you have an injury from way back when in that area, right? Yeah, she like bumped into something many years ago, and it hit her head and her neck and kind of twisted things, and so this one side of her jaw gets wound up. And so, it's a way to kind of unwind that injury spot.
It's hard to control it. It's like...
Right. Yeah. So Samantha's saying like even trying to do the zigzag, it can be a little bit hard to control, especially when there's a lot of tension there. Like you're not getting full extension or clenching and extension. You're not getting full range of motion there because it's already like kind of tight. So just slowly, don't force it. Don't try to stretch it out. Just keep inhaling on that area. And just from time to time, just gently, like you're wiggling your fingers, move your jaw side to side. And notice she just yawned. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like for Samantha, she's doing that. And as her jaw's unwinding, she's yawned about 5 times in 30 seconds. Like, so there is a source that is keeping you up at night, like right there, boom. It might not be keeping you up, but it's not allowing you to go as deep as possible and is a little bit stimulating to the sympathetic part of the nervous system. So like you'll notice that when you get stressed out, your jaws kind of tense up, so you're unwinding some of the sympathetic nervous system activity by going through and doing this. And I think we're at yawn number 9 right now with what she's doing. Oh. Okay, and then just give yourself a moment and just put the bottle down and just check in with yourself. Like how did that make you feel? Between the back throat, the things with the nostrils and the jaws, how is that making you feel? Is that making you relax? Did you yawn? Are you feeling nothing? Just what's happening. So we're treating, but really more than that, we're exploring, right? Like sometimes we have answers for things, and sometimes you just got to start treating things and then go, what seems to produce a result? So one of the other areas that I'd like us to explore is you're using the same oils, but let's go to your mid-back area, your back solar plexus. Your back solar plexus really is the thing that will dictate how much or how less tension you have in your body. So if there's a lot of tension in your body, back solar plexus. If there's not very much tension in your body, it means the back solar plexus is in a good place, right? So begin inhaling and your awareness is in the mid back. So below the shoulder blades, mid back area.
Someone said the jaw pattern cleared my sinuses.
Yeah, okay, so on the last pattern, somebody said doing the jaw work opened up the sinuses. That happens sometimes, yeah. Like the jaws and the roof of the mouth will impact the sinuses more than we realize. You know, the issue is that even some of the neck muscles will impact the sinus health. And so the more you just kind of unwind it, if that's what happened for you, like I would do that every day, like maybe in the evening, or in the evening is good because you're going to start relaxing. Like if you do it in the beginning, you know, you might lose your morning, right? Like, you know, you start relaxing and then you go, I'm just going to take a little nap. I know I just got up, but it's nap time. Yeah, that sounds like the beginning of a good day, but if it opened up your sinuses, do that a little bit. A lot of sinus stuff is physiological stress. You know, your body is in a stress state. That doesn't mean emotions. That doesn't mean your mind. Your body is just has some sympathetic nervous system activity, which is just an agitated fight, flight, or activity mode that is running even when you're sleeping. And so if you found something that like, oh, it produced that result, I keep doing it until it really resolves.
Can you demonstrate that jaw again?
Yeah, so you're basically going to, somebody's asking me to demonstrate the jaw thing again. So you slowly open your mouth like so, and then slowly close it. But as you do it, you just gently zigzag your lower jaw from side to side. So you go. There's all kinds of jaw exercises that 30 years ago, it's how we treated TMJ. But, you know, dentists have gotten really good at treating TMJ, so you never hear about TMJ anymore. But back in the day, there was a period of time where for probably about a year, it's all I treated was just people with jaw issues. But these days, you don't really hear about it too much. I remember saying it to somebody who was a teacher in a different modality, and they go, what's TMJ? Like, that's how far it's gone. Like, nobody even knows about it anymore. And so it's just a way to unwind the jaw. So you're on the mid back. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths. And in the low back area, not necessarily on the spine, but like if you can kind of feel the muscles around the spine, just kind of inhale into like tight areas that you feel around your spine. This is going to hit what you call the psoas, and your psoas is you know how your diaphragm gets wound up when you're stressed out, or which is at the bottom of the rib cage. The psoas is the lower version of that in the low back and hips. And so if you can just slowly unwind the psoas. The psoas will cause urinary tract issues, can cause issues in the digestive tract when it's really wound up and tight. It can cause issues in women's menstrual cycles, and even like pain down into the testicles of men. It can impact your rate of urination and how much you eliminate and how often you have to go to the bathroom. There's all kinds of things that it does. and up, you know. Yeah. We might be losing Samantha. Deep inhaling in and around the spine, not the spine itself, the tissue around the spine. Now go down the back of the legs, like from the very top of the leg, like where it hits the butt cheek, all the way down to the back of the knee. Just explore the back of your legs, not the whole leg, just the backs. And then go along your shin, down the front of your leg, more on the outside of the bone, but down the front. Mhm, mhm. Notice how your body's feeling as you unwind these things. Like sometimes the thing that feels like emotional stress and mental stress is just like tension in the body. And when we do the chakra class, we're not going to be going, oh, that's, the back heart is the lungs. We'll do that. But there's certain areas in the body for every center that you could say the stress of the body impacts the function of the chakra. And we're going to be exploring these things. So it's a little bit of going down this vein of, the organs that the chakra impacts, but also like the structural stresses that can inhibit the function of a chakra. And it's going to be a bit more involved than what we're doing, but it's just unwinding the body. Unwind the body, it impacts the emotions, the mind, the way the energy moves, but most importantly, the spiritual connection. So this is a little bit of a weird one. You wouldn't think of this. Your heel, like not just the bottom, but like the whole heel. Like if you took your like if this was your heel and you went like this, like the bottom, the sides, up the back, like just that whole heel area. For me, this feels amazing. How does that feel for you? So like the heel will cause substantial tension in your low back, like your hips, your SI joints, your low back. It can throw things off in the spine. And I had a couple of cases like many years ago where dysfunctions in the neck actually unwound it from the heel. Not even the whole foot, just the heel. Yeah. Samantha said she can feel her spine unwinding. And so what you're doing is you're tapping into the fascia. Like the fascia is not just like, oh, the fascia in your foot is connected to the fascia in your lower leg. And your fascia is like if you took a big giant paper towel and you compressed it and then you kept weaving it into like the shape of a body. The fascia in your head around your brain is connected all the way through to the fascia of your feet. So even sometimes releasing stress or trauma or something, you could be hitting an area that's not even closely related to what you think you're treating, but because the body has had to compensate structurally, you are holding it in weird areas that are being impacted by gravity. So you could say the chakra class will improve how your energy body interacts with the energy of the earth, the energy of the environment, but a lot of the earth. Keep working those heels. Like if you go back and look at your jaw.
It's way looser.
So just by doing the heel. So because I'm watching Samantha's face. Samantha's face got way more relaxed. Now when it did a bit when we did the jaw, but when we did the heel, like her face just went. Weird that she made that same noise. That's the sound of stress leaving your body. Cracking myself up now. You can tell it's the end of the day. Yeah. So another place where you hold tension and you don't really think about it is the shoulder blades themselves. The muscle on top of the shoulder blade. So if you just put your tension and awareness on the shoulder blade and just take some long, slow, deep breaths. Really? I mean, it's possible. Might be something coming out. I used to do this. Somebody said their jaw got tighter. Will be something coming out. I used to do this thing where, you know, when I was teaching energy classes, I'd have people scan the solar plexus and trauma, and there would be in there, and I would bring a golf ball, and I'd put the golf ball on the ground, and I'd have the person roll the golf ball on the arch of their foot. And then I'd have everybody scan the solar plexus. I was like, scan for trauma. All kinds of trauma came out. You know, it's not that you're reliving it, but the trauma is being held in the tissue. And so when you unwind these things start popping out. It's usually very soothing, but even though your jaw tightened up, it should still be soothing. It's just you're probably feeling a shift or a change. If you're feeling a shift and a change and it's feeling weird, go to the low back opposite the navel, the Mingmen. That helps your body shift. How's that treating you?
I like it a lot.
Yeah. So this is kind of what we're going to be doing in the chakra class. I mean, that wasn't my intention tonight, but as we're doing it, like somebody asked about the chakra class, it's going to be an unwinding of the body as it impacts the chakra. And by doing this, it improves chakra function. It's like doing it almost opposite of the way that we normally do. But even this improves the way the energy body functions. So even just using your marjoram or your lavender or whatever it was should help. But we gotta go and go to the prayer blessing for Astara. We're posting the link if you would like to join us. If not, hopefully you can join us tomorrow night. And this weekend is a free weekend. Lots of lecture. You don't have to be prepped with oils or anything. It's just, we're going to talk about respiratory function. And this one, I've really written out a bunch of stuff there. So, I mean, it's more information than what we usually give. So lots of things to read. So hopefully you can join us. So either tomorrow night or the weekend. I hope to see you soon. Take care.